First one is false, second one is false, third one is true. So this is duplicated. This is duplicated. So this is true. So this record was duplicated. Now, so this is true. And now if you do the sum is what? Just add everything. Plus, 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 plus. Now what is the total? 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0. Total is 1. So total how many records are duplicated in your data set means one record is duplicated. If any duplicate records are there in our data set, the solution for that is remove. If there are duplicates, simply remove. Okay. Duplicates should be removed from the data. How to remove the duplicates means df dot drop duplicates. It is going to drop the duplicates. Now the second record is dropped. Now after dropping, if you want to now whether it is saved means no, it is not saved. If you open the original data frame, it is not saved. Just it is printing. It is not saving. Now if you want to save means you have to write the in place is equal to true. If you write in place is equal to true, then only it will save in the original. And now let me write like this. In place is equal to true. Now I'm going to get 0, 1, 3, 4. Now after this, I want the new index numbers. After dropping, I want the fresh index numbers. So what I'm going to write in terms of ignore index is equal to true. Ignore index is equal to true means now irrespective of index numbers, first it will delete the index numbers. First it will identify the duplicates and it will release. And after releasing, now it will reassign the new index numbers accordingly. Okay. Now it will assign the new index numbers, fresh index numbers. In order to get the fresh index numbers, ignore the index is equal to true. Is that clear? So if you are having a wrong data, the wrong data you can replace. The solution for the wrong data is replace. If you are having a wrong data type, what is the solution means convert. If you are having a duplicates means what is the solution for that is remove. Right? For everything I have written very clearly the solutions also. If you are having a wrong data, the solution is replace. You have to replace the wrong data. If you are having a wrong data type, solution is convert that data type. Convert to a proper data type. If you are having a duplicates, the solution is remove. For them, you have to remove. Now, if you are having a missing values in your data set, 100% there will be a missing values. No doubt. 100% will be there in the real life. In the real life, 100% guarantee. And that is the reason this is one of the most important part of the data cleaning process. Now in the interview, 100% they will ask. During my test or whether the outside also, 100% they'll ask this question. How to treat the missing values? If there is a missing values in the data set, how to treat? The question is how to treat missing values in the data set. How to treat the missing values in the data set is the question. The answer for this is either we have to replace or we have to remove. These are the two options. One is either we have to replace or we have to remove. We have to replace the missing values. Replace or fill the data. Replace means nothing but fill the missing values. Wherever the missing is there, fill the missing values. This is option number 1. Option number 2 is remove the missing values. This is option number 2. Now, in which case we have to do which? Okay. If your data consists of a small data set, if it is a small data set. Okay. For a small data set, collecting the data only is very difficult. Removing the data is everyone can remove. Na? Delete only. Na? Shift delete or normal delete or whatever it is. Deleting the data is very simple. Ignoring the data, deleting the data and doing all these things are very simple. But keeping the data and analyzing is only difficult. Okay. Remove is not the option. Okay. If for small data sets, that too data collection is very difficult means we should not remove the data. In that case, we should not remove the data. We have to replace the data. For large amount of data set, for example, 10,000 records are there, 20,000 records are there, 30,000 are there, then we can remove. That is not a problem. For large amount of data set, we can go with the remove option. Now, to be more precise, if you are having the missing values, if the missing values percentage of missing values are greater than 30%, then remove that particular column, remove the column or remove the future. If the percentage of missing values are greater than 30%, better option is to remove, not to replace. For example, sir, let us take like this, sir. I am having only 100 records. Assume 100 records are there. Out of 100 records, 90 records are missing. Only 10 are there. Only 10 are there. 90 are missing. 10 only are there. Now, this is a small data set. Basically, it is a small data set. Now, what is meant by small data set? Any data set less than 1000 is considered as small. Any data set less than 1000 is considered as small. For doing in the real life analysis, we require more than 1000. Minimum 1000 is required. Okay, in the real life, whatever the data we are going to work, minimum 1000 should be there. The sample data should be 1000. Now, there is one more interesting question. What is the minimum sample size required for analysis, and why? If you tell some number and what is the reason of that number, you will tell the number. I will also tell one number, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, whatever the number I'm interested, I will tell. But what is the reason? You have to tell me the reason also. The reason, first answer. The minimum sample size, small n, should be greater than 1000. The minimum sample size required is more than 1000. Means, to be more precise, 1000. 1000 is the number. Minimum 1000 should be there. More than 1000, anything is okay. Minimum 1000. Now, reason. What is the reason behind this? Why? Reason. Reason behind this is, if the data, if we are having n greater than 1000, if the sample size, n means sample size. If sample size is greater than 1000, the G distribution and T distribution, G distribution and T distribution are same. Both are same. What is the meaning of this? Meaning of this is Z score and T score are same. What is the meaning of this? Meaning of this is x minus mu divided by sigma by square root of n is equal to x minus mu divided by s by square root of n. What is the meaning of this? Means your population standard deviation is equal to sample standard deviation. That is the meaning. When the sample size is more than 1000, almost your population standard deviation will be equal to, almost, not exactly, almost both will be the same. So that is the reason. We'll ask with respect to the sample size more than 1000. If you are having more than 1000, if you apply Z test, T test, you can't even find 0.0001% also difference. Not even 0.1%. Nothing you can find. More than 1000, up to 4 decimals, the probability is same. Up to 4 decimals. Up to 4 decimals, the probability of Z test and T test will be the same. If you are having the sample size more than 1000, you can't even find the difference also. Right? So that is the reason. If the sample size is more than 1000, everything are same. What is the meaning of Z distribution? Means
You are working on the population data. What is the meaning of t-distribution? Means you are working on the sample data. Sample data and population data, the distributions are different. Okay. Now, this is more than 1000. There will be no minute difference also. Minimum to minimum, in the least case, 30 is minimum required. Minimum sample of 30 is required in the least case. Okay. In the interview, if they ask you the question, sir, in the real life, if you don't want to find the difference between the original data versus our sample analysis, then it is better to go with more than 1000. That is the best option. But if you're not having that much of 1000 records with us, still we can apply the analysis. We are having the Z test, we are having the separate T test. We can do the analysis. Is that clear? So now here, whatever the data is more than 1000, now it is considered as a good amount of data. Whichever the data is less than 1000, it is considered as small amount of data. Okay. So if the missing values are more than 30%, then in that case, remove the column or remove the future. If it is less than 30%, in that case, better to replace for the small data sets. This logic I'm saying about the small data sets. Now for coming to the large data set, if you remove also, no problem. Absolutely no problem. For example, I'm having 10,000 records. Minimum 1000 is required. 10,000 means so much of records are there. If I remove 20% of the data, 8,000 records will be there still with me. Absolutely no problem. Right? So that is the missing values. Now let us see here the missing values. Now here I'm having total 7 records. Out of 7 records, I'm having one missing value here, one missing value here, and one missing value here. Okay. Now let us ask the what are the is null. Df dot is null means wherever null values are there, it will write the true. Wherever dot sum. Now dot sum is in age column, I'm having one missing value. In the gender column, I'm having 2 missing values. So in this way, first I will calculate the total how many missing values are there. Now I'm going to calculate the percentage. That is 1 divided by what is the total number of records? 7. 1 divided by 7. So first I'm going to calculate 1 divided by 7. Similarly, 2 divided by 7. Total records are 7 records. So just I'm going to calculate the 1 divided by 7 and 2 divided by 7 into 100. Just I'm opening the calculator. 1 divided by total number of records are 7 means into 100, which is nothing but 14.28%. Similarly, 2 divided by 7. 2 divided by 7 and into 100, which is nothing but 28.57%. So I'm in this way, I'm going to calculate the percentage of missing values of each and every column. And whichever the column is having more than 30%, simply I will drop that particular column. Okay. Whichever the column is having less than 30%, I'm going to replace. Now, okay, here both of them are less than 30%. Fine. Now, if it is more than 30%, then what I have to do? Means you have to drop. Simply drop. How to drop? How to drop means very simple. Drop NA. We are having the drop NA. Okay. Simply by using the drop NA. Drop NA means it will drop the wherever the missing values are there. Okay. Drop NA means it will drop the missing values. Wherever the missing values are there, it will drop. Okay. So, sir, it is dropping the particular rows. It is dropping the rows. I don't want to drop the rows. I want to drop the particular column. How to drop a particular column? Df dot drop whichever the column you want to drop. Select the column. Gender. I want to drop the gender column and axis is equal to 1. If you want to replace in the original data frame, create in the original data frame. If you don't want to replace in the original, create a new data frame. Df1. Okay. And I'm asking what is Df1. Now you can see in this, it is dropping the gender column. Okay. In this way, you know already how to drop the column, how to drop a single column, how to drop the multiple columns. All these things we have discussed in the pandas. So just we are going to drop the column, whichever the column is having more than 30%, that column we are going to drop. For example, 4 to 5 columns are there. List of 4 to 5 columns. Take a list. In the list, write all the column names. Whatever the column names are there, write one after one after one, every column name, and drop everything. Whichever the columns are having more than 30%, drop them. Is that clear? Now, whichever having less than 30%, we have to replace. Now, how we are going to replace? Replace the missing values. How we are going to replace the missing values means one, by filling the value. Means first we have to do some kind of research, and based on our research, we are going to fill the value. Or we are going to ask the data engineer team. For example, let us take like this. I'm working on a project. I'm working on one project where I have to predict the salary of a person. I want to predict the salary of a person. And in that, one of the column is interview score. Okay. Now, HR. Okay. You are in the HR round. In the HR is discussing with you, and HR wants to negotiate with you the salary. Okay. Now they want to predict based on your skill set, based on your experience, based on something. They have to start the negotiation, and they have to start initially some amount. For example, after discussion, they told that, okay, we are completely satisfied with your performance and whatever the things you have delivered to us. And now we want to have a salary negotiation where we want to pay with respect to 10 lakhs. Assume they are saying some kind of 10 lakhs. To say that word, first they have to get the skill set. They have to get with respect to the all the things, and along with that, first they have to collect the interview score from the technical team. Now they have got here missing value for that person. Means assume that you interview score is missing. Okay, you already entered into the HR round, but HR is not having your interview. Now right away HR is not having. What he has to do? Fill with random value. It can't fill random value. On that day, how many people has attended the interview? Average of that? No. How we can take like that? That is actually interview was done. Really, the interview was done by the technical team, but they have forgot to upload that data. Now, what the HR is going to do? They are going to call to that particular team. Hey, just in front of me, this person is there, and just I want to know what is his interview score. I have not got that information. Please share me the information very fastly. So they are going to send that information through the mail or through whatever the source. In that way, they are going to get the information and they are going to fill that value. We can't fill as per our choice now. Or we can't take the average value, you can't take the most repeated value, or we can't take the median value. Nothing we can apply here. We have to collect that information and we have to fill that information. So this is the situation. And here one more situation is there. Okay, here one more situation is there where I'm having with the missing values in gender and in the age, they are missing values. What is this gender and what is this age column? First, you tell me what is this two? What is this scenario? Nothing. Random example we have selected. There is nothing scenario, just random example. From where I have to collect the age column data? To whom I have to ask now? Data only selected randomly. For this example purpose, I have selected randomly. There is no data engineering team, nothing. So what I have to do? Just I have to fill with the replace with the mean or median. So wherever the continuous variables are there, the continuous variables we are going to replace with either mean or median. The continuous variables are replaced with mean or median. Okay. And whereas discrete variable, if there is a discrete variable will be replaced with the mode, most repeated. Okay. So how we are going to replace the values means the continuous variables will be replaced with mean or median, and discrete variables are replaced with the mode. When you are going to apply this logic means first step before applying this one, first collect the information, try to collect from data engineer who has collected the data. First collect the original data from them, try to collect. If there is no original information, then second option, this is option number 1. Try to collect the information from the data engineers. Option number 2, data engineers means who has collected the data. Option number 2, do the some kind of research in the Google to identify the exact value. If this is also not available, then third option is replace statistically. You can't replace as per your own choice. Either based on the research or based on the statistical analysis, you have to replace. This is option number 3. Okay. First one is try to collect the information from the data engineer. Whatever the data engineer has told you that value, you fill that value. Second option is check in the Google, do some kind of research, and based on that. Third one is statistically. Right? For example, Let us take like this. In the real life, I'm working on a used car prediction. I want to predict the used car price. What would be the used car price? And the car name is Mahindra XUV 500. Mahindra XUV 500. And it is the top end model. Top end model. And the cost is 6 lakhs. But year is missing. This is a second hand car. This is not the first hand car, second hand car, where cost is 6 lakhs. Year is missing. Generally, top end model for 6 lakhs, you are getting very good condition model. Miss, what would be the year? Generally, that you are going to do in the research. Okay, 2014 miss, what would be the price? 7.5 lakhs. 2013 miss, 6.2 lakhs to 6.5 lakhs. 2012 model miss, 6 lakhs, something like this. You'll understand. Okay, in my data set, I'm having 6 lakhs. So it would be, might be 2012 model, and you are going to replace with 2012 value. In that way, you are going to replace. That you are going to do the research. Okay, for top end model of XUV 500 and they have purchased it for 6 lakhs only miss, then generally what would be the year? Either 2012 or 2013, like this. 1 year slightly will be the difference. Now, just by observing the other parameters, like engine condition, some other parameters also will be there, right? The entire data set, multiple columns will be there. By observing other values, you are going to estimate this value, right? For example, here the value you are having with respect to the 5,000 kilometers only the car was driven. Just 5,000 kilometers or something. Or you are having 1,50,000. The person has used of 1,50,000. 1,50,000 kilometers he has used. Now, 2014 vehicle also you will get for that price. 7.5 lakhs is for a normal, generally for 50,000 or 45,000 or 36,000 kilometers which was driven, that price will be 7.5 lakhs. Almost 1.5 lakh it has driven miss. 2014 also we can get. Sir, how you are saying all these things, sir? We don't know about Mahindra XUV, we don't know about car price. We have never inquired about like that. You might be you are having the car in that you have inquired, but we don't know anything. You have to do the research. You have to do the research. Okay, whatever I'm saying, everything, you have to check in the Google. You have to do the research. Just in 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you'll not get the answer. We have to spend even 1 hour, 2 hours also sometimes. When we are working on the, initially the project, my project, the problem itself, used car prediction, used car price prediction. The heading is, project name is used car price prediction. Project name is used car price prediction means directly open the Jupyter notebook and load the data set and start the processing. No. In the real life, if you are working for the same data set, first 2 weeks, we are going to understand the business problem clearly. First, we'll understand the business problem. After understanding only, we'll process in the Jupyter notebook. We'll load the data and we'll process the data. Without understanding anything, we'll not even open the Jupyter notebook. In the colleges, the college freshers, generally the BTech finalist students, they'll assume that project means directly open the Jupyter notebook and load the data and start the doing and complete in half an hour and 1 hour. That too 1 day before. Tomorrow, HOD asks to submit the project means 1 night before what we have to do. That they will assume. That is 1 night before they'll complete the entire project and they feel that that is the project. But that is not the project. Right? So first we have to understand the data. Business problem is important. Clearly understand your business problem. So they'll give the time for us to understand the business problem. Not 1 day or 1 hour. They'll give us 2 weeks of time. That is almost 10 days. If you remove the Saturdays, Sundays, holidays also 10 days. 10 into 8. 80 hours will work on the Google only. Example Google, now ChatGPT. Latest is ChatGPT. Whatever the doubts we are having, we'll ask everything to the ChatGPT and it will give the answers. And we'll understand. We'll try to understand, okay, this is the business problem and like this it would be like, right? Now, based on that, we are going to fill. So for example, your data engineer team has given the value. How to fill the value means the particular age column, you are going to select fill NA. You are going to write like this, fill NA and with 20. In this way, you are going to fill the values. Okay. And if you ask your data frame, DF, so this value will be filled with 20, right? So how to fill the missing values, whether it is from data engineer team or based on your research, if you find any value, the option is called as fill NA. Whether it is data engineer or research, whatever it is. Now, whether it is neither data engineer or research, then if you want to fill with the mean or median, first you have to calculate the mean value and this mean value, you have to fill that. So how I'm going to fill that one? First, I'm going to calculate the median value. Median is 70.71. And I'm going to use df dot age, df of age dot fill NA, and I'm going to fill the value with the missing value with median, mean or median, whatever it is. So if you are writing mean miss, first it will calculate the mean and the missing value will be filled with the mean. Sir, now it is not filled with the mean. Mean is 20.71, but it is not filling. Why? Because the reason is there is no missing value now. Here fill NA is there. Fill NA means missing value. If there is a missing value, fill it. There is
plus 20 plus 22 plus 25. So whatever the 6 values I'm having, I'm going to add all the 6 values and I'm going to divide by 6. And I'm going to get 20.83. So apart from this missing value, remaining values you are going to add and you are going to divide the by total. That is nothing but 6. Now you got the 20.83 and now you are going to fill NA and you are going, this fill NA is the missing value is filled with 20.83. It is clear? So first in this way it is going to calculate and after that it is going to fill. Right? Now, few students might think that it is very simple and everything is easy. Something they'll feel like this. Now, if I give the data set and if I ask them for doing the data cleaning, again, they'll ask multiple questions. Okay. Few students will not focus and they'll nothing they'll do. But after that, they'll ask. All the missing values. Yes, sir, missing values will fill at the missing values, whatever the same value. Yes, exactly. Everything will be filled with the same value. Okay. So the entire column will be filled with the same value. Now, here the gender. If you go with the gender is a discrete variable. For discrete variable, what I'm going to do? First, I'm calculate the mode. And I'm going to replace with the mode. And this is going to be filled with the mode. Wherever the missing values are there, this will be filled with the mode. Right? Now, as one of the student in the online, he is asking the question that, sir, I'm having a set of records like this. Okay, record 1, record 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of which this is missing value and this is missing value. And after doing some kind of research for this particular record, I have got the value. I got the information and I want to fill this. But this information I have not got. either through data engineer or research, I have not got the information and I want to replace this one with median. And this one I want to fill with the this. Now, how we are going to select this one? How to select a single column? How to select a single, but this particular cell, how to select by using ilock or lock? We have discussed, right? How to select a single value. df dot ilock. You are going to use ilock and whatever the column index number, that is 1 and row index number is 0. So 0 comma 1. Now ilock of 0 comma 1 means you are going to get this value and this value you are going to fill with 24. And that particular value will be filled with 24. In that way, you can fill the single value also as per your choice. How to fill a single value in a lister? How to fill a single value? We know in a lister, list of index number, and we have to fill like this. Same to same. First value will be filled in this position. Is it clear? In this way, you can fill the single value, right? And remaining, whatever the remaining are there, the remaining you can calculate with respect to the mean or median or whatever you want. Okay. Is that clear, guys? So in this way, we are going to fill the missing values. Now the same missing values, whatever I'm having here, that is gender column and similarly age column. If I take the age column, I'm filling the age column and I'm filling the gender column. In this way, you can fill the gender and age. So here, df of age dot fill in a missing. First, it will calculate the mean, that is 20.83. It will be filled in the original. In place is equal to true means in the original data set, it is going to fill. If you don't write in place is equal to true, what happens? If you don't write this one, it will not save. By default, the pandas, whatever the operations we have done, none of the operation will save directly. Right? All the operations, whatever the method you are using, everything, it will not save. You have to use the assignment operator df like this, or either you have to use df of age in this way or this way. Two options. Is that clear? One is df of age is equal to df of age column. For that, fill NA and you want to fill with 24. Assume we are filling with 24 and in place is equal to, no need to write in place. For this, you no need to write in place. Automatically, this particular age column, it will select, and wherever the missing values are there, 24, it will replace. Once the right side part, everything is completed, it will fill the left side part, means it will replace in the left side. This is option number 1. The same thing, the same above code, you can write in a second way by using the df of age, fill NA, 24. This time inside you have to write the in place is equal to true. Now, when you have written the in place is equal to true, you don't need to write left side variable name. Automatically, it will replace either this one or this one. Okay. If you are using this one, means you have to write clearly left side the data frame and the variable name. Is that clear? Now, next. So how to replace the same missing values by using the fill NA method? This fill NA in the pandas also I have already explained. Fill NA concept I have explained during the pandas time also. Okay. And once again, I have explained here the reason behind is either we can go with the fill NA, or second option we are having is sklearn dot simple imputer. Okay. There is one more function called as simple imputer. This is the function which is available within the sklearn. Now just observe this one. Once again, I'm going to load the data set. Now, once again, I'm going to either fill the value. You are going to fill the value with the mean by using the fill NA. One concept is called as dot fill NA. This is pandas, in the pandas. Okay. If you want to fill the values, if you want to fill the missing values, using pandas. If you want to fill the missing values using the pandas, what is the syntax? What is the syntax? What is the syntax for this one, miss? The syntax is df of whichever the future, whatever the column name, whatever the column, dot fill NA is the function. Within this function, compulsory one argument is there. What is that argument? Means value. With what value you want to fill. That is compulsory argument. And in place is equal to true is as per your choice. If you are interested, you write the in place is equal to true. Otherwise, you will not write. But compulsory is value. Which value you want to replace. Right? This is the syntax for the using the pandas. This value might be your own value, research value, or data engineer value, or mean value, median value, mode value, whatever it is, one value. Okay, it is just one value. The same thing, fill the missing values, fill the missing values using the scalar. There is one more option using the scalar. We can fill the missing values using the scalar. Now, what is the syntax for scalar? What is the syntax? Means from syntax. What is the syntax? Means from sklearn dot import simple imputer. From this particular module, you are going to import only this function. During the modules class, I have told you how to import a single function from the entire module. You don't need to import everything. You can select. If you write import sklearn, what is the difference between import sklearn and from sklearn import? What is the difference between these two? In this case, all the functions will be imported. Everything will be imported in the backend. So much of memory will be wasted. Import particular function. Now what happens? Only this particular function only will be imported so that your memory will be saved. Your RAM will be saved. In this case, unnecessary functions also will be imported. Right? As we have seen the import math. From math, import square root. From math, import square root means only the square root function will be imported. Import math means all the mathematical, whatever the in that module, whatever the functions are there, everything will be imported. Import means what? In the backend, in the Jupyter notebook, in the backend, it is getting stored. In the backend, it is storing means where it will store. Where it will store? In the memory. Memory means nothing but RAM. In your RAM only, it will store all the values. All the functions will be stored in your memory. More functions, if you import, automatically more you are giving more RAM. I'm just importing only this particular function. I'm not going to import any other. Strategy is equal to mean. And
Recording in progress.
transforms convert. Fit and transform means fit means calculate, transform means convert. Now, mi dot fit and transform. What is mi? Mi means nothing but simple imputer which strategy is equal to mean. Fit and transform on the age column. Inside that, if you observe, I have not given the df of age. I have given the df of double square bracket age. If you observe this one. Why? If I write this one, this is called as series. This is called as data frame. So the input should be the data frame. This function will collect the information, only the data frame. So the input should be data frame. If you give the series, it will throw the error. It will throw the error. So the input should be data frame. Now what happens? So just observe this one. df of age, particular df of age, I'm asking df of age, single age column. What is the type? What is the type of df of age? Means it is a series. The same df of double square bracket, what is this one? Means data frame. Okay. Now if you observe this one, I'm typing here df of age column. Whatever the age column is there, just I'm printing. Can you see here how it is printed? The same thing I'm printing in this way. Just observe. One more square bracket and I'm writing the age column. Now, what is the difference between these two? This one is series. This one is data frame. Okay, one is series and one is data frame. If you ask df of age dot shape, what is the shape? It is going to show 6 comma because it is a one dimensional. Whereas if you ask the same question to this one, what it is going to show? 6 comma 1, 2 dimensional. This is a one dimensional data. This is a 2 dimensional data. I have told you what is the difference between a series versus data frame during the pandas. So here it is going to take as the input as the data frame. Okay. So now mi dot fit and transform on the age. What is the age column? 15, 16, none, 24, 19 and 20. Now what it is going to do means fit and transform. First fit. What is fit? Fit means calculate. What it is going to calculate? Mean value it is going to calculate. What is the mean? 15 plus 16 plus 24 plus 19 plus 20 divided by 5. That is 15 plus 16. 31. 31 plus 24. 55. 55 plus 19. 55 plus 19, 74, 74 plus 20, 94, 94 divided by 5, which is nothing but 18.94 divided by 5, 18.40, 40 means 40 by 8, 8. So 18.8, which is nothing but 18.8. So first it will calculate this one, 18.8 will be calculated. That is the meaning of fit. Whatever I have done now, it will calculate the same. And next transform. What is meant by transform? Transform is wherever the missing value is there, this value, because this function name is imputer. Impute means fill. Fill the value. Impute. Impute means fill. It will fill the value with 18.8. This value will be filled. Once the right side everything was filled, means you are going to get a new one like this. This one will be stored in the age column. So now I'm going to get the df. So now you can see here 18.8. That missing value was replaced with 18.8. In this way, it is going to work. First, it will calculate, and after that, it will fill. Here, if you write the mean, means it will calculate the mean. If you write the median, now what it is going to do? It is going to calculate the median value, and it will fill the median value. If you write here most frequent mode, you can't write the mode word. You have to write the most frequent word. You have to use the word called as most frequent. Most frequent means it is going to calculate the mode and it will fill the value. For example, I'm going to select the second one, the gender column. The second gender column is there, right? I'm going to take the gender column. From sklearn.impute, I'm going to import simple imputer and I'm going to write simple imputer strategy is equal to most frequent. I have written the word most frequent. Now, what is the most frequent means? Most repeated one. First, it will calculate the male. How many? First, unique categories. How many unique categories are there? Male and female. First, it will write like this. How many males are there? 1 and 2. 2 are there. Females 1, 2, 3. 3 are there. So most frequent out of these 2 is female. So it will calculate the fit means female. It will be calculating. Transform is it will fill with the female. So now the gender column, whatever the second one missing is there, that will be filled with the female. Now the question is, sir, if males are 3, females are 3, both of them are 3, then what it is going to do? But if both of them are same, you can replace anything. So that is the reason by default it will take the alphabet. Second priority goes with alphabet. Anything is same only, na? Both are same means automatically alphabetical order. If at least something difference is there, it will give the choice. Since both of them are same, second choice goes automatically to the alphabet. Females with respect to. Is that clear, guys? Got the point? That is with respect to the missing values treatment. How to fill all the values? Yes, we are filling all the values only, right? Whatever the values you are having, every value will be filled in that particular column. And this column is independent and this column is independent. You can't fill the age with the female. So, miss, you want 18.8 also to be filled with female. female, 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 wherever the entire data set, wherever the missing values are there, entire data set missing values with female only. Yeah. That like that we are not going to do, right? If you want like that, now you have to take entire data frame DF and you have to store also entire data frame DF. Now, wherever the missing values of entire data frame is there, entire data frame, wherever it is there, it will fill the repeated value, right? So for each column separately, we have to calculate. Each column is separate. For gender column, we have to work on the separately gender. For each column, we have to move on separately. Is it clear? That is missing values treatment. Now, in the interview, now they'll ask you how you are going to treat the missing values. Answer is, for treating the missing values, we are having the different options. One is remove and one is replace. We are going having more than 30% of the missing values are there. We are going to remove. If it is less than 30%, we will replace. Now, immediately they'll ask how we are going to replace. For replacement, first we'll ask the data engineer team to know exact value. First, we'll give the top priority for that to get the exact original answer. If it is not possible, in that case, I will replace with the statistically, either with mean or median or mode. Now they'll ask you the next question. When you are going to replace with mean or median or mode? So for continuous variable, I'm going to select the mean or median. For discrete variable, I'm going to select the mode. Now within the continuous, when you select again mean and median, separately. When you select mean, when you select the median, means in my data set, if there are outliers, are available, then I'm going to replace with median because median is less impacted with the outliers. Whereas if there are outliers are there, mean is heavily impacted. So when there are outliers, I'm not going to replace with the mean. Means when there is no outliers only, I will replace with mean. When there are outliers, I'll replace with the median. For this one, I have explained in the statistics what is the impact of outliers. Where median is less impacted, mean is heavily impacted. That's that particular slide and that particular sentence, whatever I have discussed at that time, that is the important for now, for replacing the missing values. Is that clear, guys? Sir, means before to this, first we have to check the outliers. Huh? First outliers, after that missing values. Huh? Missing values after outliers. Huh? Which one is first? Already EDA is completed. Nah? EDA is completed. In the box plot, you already observed which columns is already having the box plot. Already you know which columns are having the outliers. Now, according to that, you have to do. That is the reason first we have to do the EDA. In the EDA, you'll understand which columns are having the outliers, which columns are skewed, which columns are having missing values, which columns are which, and all the things you'll understand in the EDA. Now I'm going to process that one. We are not checking here. Checking is done in the EDA. Checklist is completed in the EDA. Now, which are the columns are having the missing values? For example, gender column, for example, age only, let us take age. Age, I want to fill with median or mean. Which one miss? First age should be check. I will check with the missing outliers are there. When I have checked that one, already I have checked in the EDA. Already EDA is completed. In the EDA, I have written the point whether this particular column is having the outliers or not. Already I have checked and I have written the notes also. I'll open my notes. In the notes, there is no missing. There is no outliers for this column. Miss immediately I will write the mean. If there are outliers, means I'll replace with the median. First, you have to do the EDA followed by data cleaning. In the data cleaning, whatever the order I'm showing, in that order. Within the data cleaning, the order, whatever the order we are working. And once the missing values are completed, next we'll move on to the outliers. Is that clear? So now in the outliers, we are going to if there are outliers. Now the question with outliers, 100%. Again, 100% guarantee because this is in the real life. In the real life, we have to get the missing values. In the real life, we'll get the outliers. 100% we'll get. So how we are going to treat them? If you are having them, how we are going to treat? That is 100% guarantee question. Now, next question is, what is outlier? What is outlier? What is the impact? What is the impact of outlier? Or what happens if they're outliers? Let us take different questions. Question number 1, what is outlier? In the interview, they'll ask completely one. I'm writing here for clearly one by one. Separately question I'm writing. And what happens? What happens if outliers are available in your data set? If outliers are there in the data. How to identify outliers? How to identify outliers? Next, how to treat them? Out of which 3 questions I have completed. Now I am going to move on to the 4th question. First one is, what is an outlier? Outlier is an extreme values in the data set. Okay, it is an extreme values in the given data set is called as an outliers. What happens if outliers are there in the data? It is going to impact the entire statistical analysis. The mean, the variance, standard deviation, every value will be impacted. Entire statistical analysis will be impacted due to the outliers. That is the answer for the second question. How to identify the outliers? We can identify the outliers by using the box plot. How the box plot was designed? Based on the IQR. By using IQR, means any value greater than Q3 plus 1.5 into IQR is an outlier. Any value less than Q1 minus 1.5 is an outlier. So in this way, the first 3 questions we have completed. Now the question number 4, how to treat the outliers? How to treat the outliers? If there are outliers in the data, how to treat them? Means how to treat one, either remove, okay, either replace. Same to same, what we have done in the missing values, either remove or replace. And along with the third one is there, retrain. This is the additional, retrain. Retrain means keep that and analyze. Without removing them, analyze. You should not remove. Though it is an outlier also, you should keep and you have to analyze. Then it is called as retrain. Right? Whereas, sir, the same retrain, we can't apply the missing values. Sir. In the missing values, you have not told the retrain. We can keep the same retrain. Means by keeping the same missing values without doing either replace or remove, we can keep as is and we can work now. The machine will say that error. The machine can't learn that one. Without giving the data, it can't understand. If you give abnormal data, what it will do means it will also give the abnormal result. You will also get the wrong result. At least you will get result. But if you give the missing values, you will not even get the result also. Okay. If they are missing values, for example, if I give a textbook, in the textbook, page number 1 is there, page number 2 is there, page number 3 is there, page number 4 is missing, page number 5 is missing, again, page number 6 is there. How you will understand the notes? Forget about the concept of confusion. Sir, I am getting confused sir, with the notes. That is later. First, you have to understand. Now. First, if you understand means later you can confuse. Initial step only not there here. So that is the problem with the missing values. If there are missing values, if they are missing values in the data, your machine can't even understand. Can't even understand. Means simply to say, it will not give any result, no result. If there are missing values in the data, no result from the machine. Simply it will say, I am not able to understand, I will not give the result. It will throw the error. Simply it will say. Now, if you give the outliers, and if you give to a machine will understand in a different way, and it will give the wrong result. But result will get. Result you will get. But it will give a wrong result. It will not say that I am not able to understand. Whatever the data you have provided, you will understand. Right? So in this class, for example, few students, for example, every student are sitting silently and they are writing the notes or they are focusing something. I will understand in that way. If students are doing disturbance, then also we'll understand. Okay. But we'll understand. If students are only not there, then where is the class and where is anything? Nothing is there, right? To analyze something, data should be there first. Whether it is a wrong data, abnormal data, worst data, whatever it is, first data should be there. If data only not there, from where I have to understand, what I have to understand. Got the point? That is the difference. So that is the reason in the machine learning or artificial intelligence or data science project, 100% we have to work on the missing values. Without working on the missing values, you can't proceed. In the data set, if there are missing values, machine simply will throw the error that I am not able to understand. 100% you have to do. Mandatory. Outliers, not mandatory. Choice, your choice. As per your choice. But whereas missing values are compulsory. Right? So this outliers concept we'll discuss in the tomorrow's class. Okay, it will not complete in next 10 minutes. I can't make hurry burry because this is also one of the most important. Okay, instead of completing in the last 10 minutes, we'll continue in the tomorrow. So in meanwhile, you can practice this one. And here, whatever the data set I have collected, just I have created this data set. Data frames, every data frame I have created. Directly by using the dictionary, I have created the data frame. You select one data set as per your choice. You open any one data set, and for that data set, you do the cleaning. Right? Tomorrow, I'm going to share you this one more data set, additional data set I'll share you tomorrow. Right? So whatever the data set I'm having, I'll share you as the assignment tomorrow, and you can work on that particular data set. In meanwhile, you work on the small data set, understand the concept very clearly. Do the mathematical calculation in the notes and in the Python. Understand the difference. So slowly we practice with a small data set. Once this is completed, tomorrow I'm going to share you one data set, and for that data set, entire data cleaning you have to do. Complete data clean. Whatever the missing values or whatever the things are there. Yes, here Abhishek is asking the question, sir, for a particular mode, df of gender dot mode. For mean, you have not applied any index, nothing you have applied. For mode only, you have taken the index of 0. Why? Why you have used this one? That is the question by Abhishek Bhaskar from the online. Can anyone answer? The same logic we have not applied for the median. For mean, we have not applied. For median, we have not applied. But we are applying the logic for the mode in the square bracket of 0. Why? Anyone? Exactly. Mean will be a single value. Median will be a single value. But whereas mode can be bimodal. 2 modes can be there. 3 modes can be there. 4 modes can be there. For example, in my data set, male, 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 female, female, female. 3 of them are there. These three are there. Now, if I ask df of mode, what is the output I will get? With index number of 0, female. With index number of 1, male. Now, from this, I want any one value. How to select the value? By using the index number. I'm using the index number 0. Otherwise, you'll get with respect. There is a possibility of multiple modes. Sir, for example, I'm not having the multiple modes, sir. Only 3 males and 2 females are there. Just you ask only the df of mode. Then what it is going to print means, in this case also, it is going to print the answer as 0 and male. It will print like this. After the class, create a data frame with 3 males and 2 females and ask the df of gender dot mode. The output will be 0 with male, not male as the output, 0 with male. Why 0 is it is showing as 0? Because mode can have with respect to multiple. So that is the reason it is showing as 0. Now within this exactly, I want only the male miss, you have to use the 0. Then you'll get the only the male as the answer. If you don't give the male, 0 also will be included. That is the reason. Is that clear, guys? If you want, I can create now itself. df is equal to pd dot data frame. Okay, data frame. This I already have told you during the descriptive statistics. Actually, I have discussed this one in the descriptive statistics, where I'm having with respect, this is a dictionary now. Dictionary, open and close. Out of which list, where I'm going to consider M, comma, M, comma M, comma F, comma F. Okay. And I'm going to ask the DF. Now I have got 3 M's, 1 F. Now within that DF of gender column, I'm going to select the gender column dot mode. I'm applying the mode over this. And I'm going to get 0 and 0 for this. And automatically I will get the only M. And this M will be filled. Is that clear? Got the answer? Right? So that is only for the mode. Whereas for mean or median, only single value. No 2 values is possible. Mean cannot be 2 values or median cannot be 2 values. Only 1 value. That will be only 1 value. Done. Is that clear, guys? So please practice, and we'll continue with the outliers in the tomorrow session. How to clean the outliers. Sorry. How to fill the missing values. 2 columns. Just you can use the group by function. Group by of first column, and the second column you can select and dot mean. This is the first column. Yes, once you calculate the mean and whichever you want to replace, df dot ilog of that particular row, you select the particular row. If you want entire column, but only the particular row, write the row number, and column you select as it is. Exactly. The entire row, if you want to select, select the entire row like this, and you fill the value. Right? In this you take the fill NA. In this particular column, fill NA. Okay. You create the data frame as per your choice. Whatever the choice you want. Okay. Create as per that the data frame. Wherever you want the missing values, fill that missing values. If you want to write some missing values, how to write the missing values while creating the data frame is np.nan. np.nan is missing values. Or no, you don't want like this to create a data frame, is open the Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, fill with whatever the values you want, and save that Excel sheet and load the Excel sheet in the pandas. That is second option. Either you create the data frame manually using the dictionary or use the Excel sheet. Is that clear? Done. Any questions, guys? Online students? So that is the end of the session, and we'll continue in the tomorrow's class. Done.